I was thinking about the line in The Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith, where Will Smith says to his son that the never let somebody tell you that you can't do something. And I think that that's the key to happiness, and that's the key to what he says at the end of the movie, which is, how did Thomas Jefferson know to put that happiness thing in there, that pursuit of happiness? Maybe happiness is something that you can pursue your whole life, but you can never actually, or you may never actually obtain. And I think that depression is a good example of that. So is homelessness, and a lot of the struggles that people go through, prison terms, the things that people, the trials that we go through in life are really good examples of how we can struggle to find happiness, and we just never get there. And we wonder why. And I think the reason why we never get there is because we, at some point, made the choice to let somebody else make the decisions for us. And the decisions that we left to them were not left to somebody who was responsible with our life, who cared about our life, or they were left with somebody who just plain didn't give a shit. Um, the other alternative is that, you just made a stupid choice on your own. But I think that a lot of choices have reasoning behind them that goes into not just one individual, but many. There are instances, where that's not the case, but, um, you know, you should never leave your life up to the chance decision of other people. You should never leave your responsibilities, the paperwork that you do, the bills that you pay, unless it is absolutely necessary to do. And having gone through psychotic depression, I know that there have been times with my mental health where I was not able to do those things. Um, and there still will be, probably. But just because you have times in your life where you can't, I guess metaphorically wipe your own ass, there is still this need for self-esteem and this need for identity. And a lot of people think that they can get that with a job, or that they can get that with a relationship. But it has to come from within your own self. And the way that you bring it out is by asking yourself questions like, who am I? What am I headed towards? How can I get there in a reasonable amount of time? What are some logical questions that I can ask myself in order to get from point A to point B? And, that's all fine and well, but the thing is that even if you go from point A to point B, you want to minimize how much shit somebody else does that you are not self-reliant upon yourself to do. And I think that autonomy and self-reliance and independence are some of the most important things, especially emotional independence. And codependent relationships and emotionally smothering relationships and codependent parenting and things like that, those are things that essentially wreck a person's self-esteem for the rest of their life, or at least until they can figure out within themselves how to help their own self. And usually, what I would say is that dialogue is the best way to do that. By talking with others, and especially talking to a therapist, you gain the ability to get an outside point of view on your perspective. So you can kind of gauge whether your perspective is on point with objective reality. And your perspective is really key in how you see your reality, and your reality is largely what you do, and internally though it's why you do it. Yeah.